Straight ahead on 12 News, how a Brooklyn Park woman adds a splash of color to her day job. Plus, an event for Dad that could have him feeling sky high. But first, where big is getting bigger.
We identified the fact that we needed additional instructional space.
12 News starts right now.
All right, good evening. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
A Brooklyn Park man is accused of taking a gang dispute to a busy freeway and shooting at another car. Donquarius Grant is charged with 5 felony counts from the incident last March during the evening rush hour on westbound I-94 out of downtown Minneapolis. Prosecutors say Grant fired multiple shots at the other car, injuring 3 people inside. Hennepin County Attorney Mike Freeman called it dumb luck that no one was killed.
A memorial service will be held Friday to honor a Brooklyn Park woman murdered in her home. Ashley Hasti, a University of Minnesota medical school student, was killed by her estranged husband, Minak Sarkar. Sarkar then traveled to Los Angeles, where he murdered a UCLA professor before killing himself. The memorial service for Hasti takes place Friday at 12:30 at the University of Minnesota's Mayo Auditorium.
A Golden Valley City Council member is urging state lawmakers to establish a sustainable source of funding for transit projects. The Southwest Light Rail line could potentially miss out on nearly $900 million in matching federal dollars because the legislature didn't dedicate funds to the project during this year's session. The Bottineau Light Rail line will face a similar need in 2 years, and this week, Golden Valley Council member Andy Snope testified before a legislative committee because he doesn't want that project to face a similar fight down the road.
I think that Bottineau really hasn't got much attention. In fact, in all the times that I've worked at the Capitol in the last few years and have worked on Bottineau, this may have been really the first time that someone has stood up and testified the importance of Bottineau. So I think, yeah, there's always a risk of losing that funding.
If the Bottineau line doesn't receive a dedicated source of funding, that project would be at risk of losing $733 million in federal aid. The Wayzata School District continues to grow.
In the last 5 years, more than 500 new students have become part of the district, and enrollment is expected to jump by another 1,400 students in the next 7 to 10 years. So how is the district managing this growth? We find out from 12 News reporter Eric Nelson.
There is a building boom going on in the Wayzata School District.
The construction projects have started several months ago, and we're set and on schedule and on budget.
Meadowbrook Elementary School in Plymouth will be christened in September, ready to accommodate 700 students.
The demand for the Wayzata schools has been higher than ever.
The expansion of Wayzata High will also be finished in the fall, increasing school capacity by 700. And the renovation of Central Middle School will allow for more students too.
We identified the fact that we needed additional instructional space. We received approval from our voters to create that additional instructional space.
This demand has been fueled by growth. The district needs to add or expand facilities to absorb the influx of new students.
One reason why the Wayzata School District is growing is because new neighborhoods are popping up everywhere. Home construction is booming.
One of the big topics when you come through these neighborhoods is the Wayzata School District. And it's a big selling point for the realtors here, and I know a lot of people in the neighborhood came up here for that reason.
This housing explosion is clearly visible in Corcoran, Maple Grove, Medina, and Plymouth, which is all part of the district footprint.
We're anticipating approximately 4,000 homes over the next decade and 1,600 homes over the next 4 years.
The population uptick concerns some parents because of the possibility of school overcrowding.
Wonder if the schools get too big, if your kids are going to get the attention that they need.
But Neil Crane is happy with the district's response.
Yeah, it seems like that the school district's really active in addressing, whether it be zoning or expanding or bringing in, bigger classrooms or more teachers. It seems like they're on top of it.
In Plymouth, I'm Eric Nelson, Channel 12 News.
If growth continues, Wayzata officials say they have a contingency plan to add on again at Wayzata High and to Meadow Ridge if necessary. Interfaith Outreach and Community Partners is working to better serve the growing number of Muslim families in the Northwest Metro.
As we've become more aware of how many Muslim clients are coming to us, we've learned that Eid is the holiday that has financial stressors, very similar to Christmas and Hanukkah.
IOCP stocks the food shelf with dates, a traditional food when Muslims break fast during Ramadan. And for the first time, the nonprofit is partnering with the Northwest Islamic Community Center to collect financial donations to help about 80 families celebrate Eid.
That very much goes with the spirit of Ramadan, which is not only a time of peacemaking, but also a time of giving back to the community. So it all just ties in so well together that we can really be in partnership with the community in so many different ways and being in the spirit of the holiday.
IOCP is about halfway to their fundraising goal.
After just 3 clues, Brooklyn Park's hunt for the missing golden spud is over. A woman, her 12-year-old daughter, and their dog found it in Jewel Park on the east side of the city, and they stand to win a $300 prize. And it is that time of year again for Brooklyn Park to celebrate its potato farming heritage.
Tater Daze begins today with a variety of activities, and new this year will be an opportunity to be featured right here on 12 News. Delane Cleveland is at Noble Sports Park to explain. Delane?
Go. Now, Mike and Shannon, it's always a great time of year when the summer festival season starts. Most of the activities during Tater Days will take place here at the Noble Sports Park. Beginning tomorrow, there will be carnival, arts and crafts, food, live music, and plenty of other entertainment opportunities for the whole family. But everything kicks off tonight at 6:30 with the Tater Days parade. As always, Channel 12 will be there, and for everyone out there who's watching at home, you will have the opportunity. We'll be handing out fans to people along the parade route. When you get it, we're asking people to take a selfie of their family or group with the fan in the photo. After you take the selfie, or 12-fie as I like to call it, immediately text or email the photo to news@12.tv with the word parade. Your selfie will be featured during the parade, and it might even show up on our newscast. Now, best of all, every participant will be entered into a drawing for a Channel 12 prize pack that's worth more than $50. Winners will be notified via text message. So come on out tonight, say hello to me and Shannon, who will be in the parade waving at people. And if you want a full list of events during Tater Days, you can go to the Brooklyn Park website for that. Reporting live here from Tater Days, Delane Cleveland, 12 News. Mike and Shannon, back to you.
All right, thanks, Delane. Great day for it, too.
Yeah,
great
you guys
weather.
have a good time in it.
We will. Coming up, a Brooklyn Park Realtor's colorful oasis.
Then later in sports, highlights from Maple Grove's opening game at the State Girls Lacrosse Tournament.
But first, warmer and more humid on Friday.
A nonprofit called Positive Image is honoring men for their work as mentors with young boys. Father's Day weekend is full of events, including an award ceremony at the Brooklyn Center DoubleTree Hotel on Friday night. These are pictures from last year's event. Positive Image will honor men who work with at-risk young people. Organizers say there's not enough positive role models for young boys.
Whether there's a fireman, whether there's a political figure, whether there's someone in the educational field, someone in the faith community, that we want to give boys other avenues of life outside of just sports. We want to see and we want to make sure that they're able to touch these men and ask them questions as well. What does it mean to be responsible?
In addition to the awards banquet, there was a golf outing and a free picnic at Brooklyn Park's Central Park on Saturday. What good is a garden if you can't share it with others?
That's right. Today in the garden, we meet a Brooklyn Park resident who likes to give her flowers away to family and friends. Here's Sonia Goins.
The front yard, I think, is very inviting. It's colorful.
Stacy Engelkes Kane's front yard has a lot of curb appeal.
We have a lot of pink. There's no doubt.
You can't miss the rose garden.
This one just opened yesterday.
The bold colors pop right in front of you.
It's a variation of a rose. Very pretty, grows real nice.
Stacy spends hours working in her yard. She says gardening is therapeutic.
Gardening for me is a great stress reliever. You just come out here, you just find your peace. No one's out here really bothering you.
She has more than 10 different gardens. She likes to keep it simple, planting a few varieties in each plot.
A couple climatises, some daffodils, lilies, the phlox, irises.
Stacy enjoys gardening so much, she even held her wedding in the front yard.
We had it right there.
Using flowers from the garden to create wedding bouquets.
We didn't have to buy flowers. We just went and cut the flowers around the yard.
The backyard garden is a mixture of veggies, fruits, and flowers.
Got 5 tomato plants here, 1 strawberry plant, and 1 rhubarb.
A realtor by day, Stacy says gardening can be challenging with her hectic schedule.
I mean, that's what it boils down to. It's when you have a chance to do it. And pick and choose your battles, what needs to be done first.
But all the hard work is worth it. She gives away the fruits of her labor to clients.
That's me. I want to give them something that's going to last as long as they live in the house.
In Brooklyn Park, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
And Stacy says gardening is about the community, and she often helps people with their own gardens. She even created a Facebook page where people can exchange information and plants. And it looks like she knows quite a bit about several different varieties.
Yeah, it looks great.
Coming up, celebrating dear old dad with a little disco.
But first, play ball. John Jacobson has highlights from the first day of the state baseball tournament. Next in sports.
Wayzata and Eden Prairie are 2 of the state's largest high schools and 2 of the best in athletics. Their baseball teams met up in the opening game of the state Class 4A tournament Thursday morning, 3rd meeting of the season between the 2. Tom Scoro gets the start for Wayzata, and he strikes out 2 batters in the first inning. The Trojans would lead 1-0 after 1. They break it open in the 3rd inning. Will Oberg at the plate, and he slices a hit down the line and right. Parker Lavacek and Griffin Schneider score, and it's 3-0 Trojans on the double by Oberg. Next batter is Jake Marsh, and he smokes one to the left field corner. Oberg will score on the Marsh double. The Trojans added 1 more, and they lead it 5-0 through 3 innings. Bottom of the 4th, Wayzata keeps hitting. Reese Smith rips one to left. It's off the left fielder's glove for a hit. Oberg and Lavacek score. Wayzata scores 4 more runs to lead 9-0 through 4. But the Eagles don't go quietly. In the 5th, Wesley Young rips a ball to the gap in left center field. Bailey DeMitz and Cal Lundy both score. Eden Prairie gets as close as 9-5 with a tying run at the plate before ending the 5th. The Trojans tack on a final run in the home half of the inning. Cameron Keenan scores in a sac fly by Schneider. Wayzata wins 10-5 to advance to the semifinals. They'll play at noon Friday at CHS Field. Maple Grove is the number 4 seed for the Class 4A baseball tournament. They open tournament play with a game against number 5 seed Lakeville North. A long game that just ended for the Crimson. They go 13 innings against the Panthers of Lakeville North, with Lakeville North winning 2-1 in 13. That drops the Crimson into the consolation bracket. Lakeville North now will meet Wayzata Friday at noon in the first semifinal of the day. We'll have more in state baseball, including highlights from Champlin Park's quarterfinal round game with Blaine Friday starting at 4 on 12 News. Maple Grove's girls lacrosse team opened play 1 day later than planned at the state tournament because of bad weather on Tuesday. They found the going tough against number 4 seed Stillwater. Olivia Coningson scoring from the free position from the Ponies, 1 of 3 goals in the game for her. Nice passing for Maple Grove. Tippy Hill to Haley Herdine. The Crimson trail at 6-1. Lucy Bischoff turns the corner past the defender to score to make it an 8-1 Stillwater lead. Hill with a nice fake on the defender. She goes in to score. That goal makes it 9-2. It's an uphill battle, though, for the Crimson. Second half, Carly Fedorowski patient, outwaiting Coco Francis to score one of her 5 goals. Stillwater wins 14-6. Maple Grove did win against Cretin-Derham Hall today in consolation play. The state golf tournament wrapped up on Wednesday. Sam Franklin of Maple Grove teeing off the Class 3A boys tournament. He shoots a 165 total for 2 rounds. Lefty Matt Wall of Hopkins takes aim at a 30-foot putt for birdie on West number 3 at Bunker Hills. Almost curls it in. Wall taps in for par. He's the top local finisher, tying for 10th place with a 149 two-day total. Wayzata's Ben Frazzini makes a short birdie putt on East number 9. Frazzini's second round 73 helps him tie for 17th in the tournament. His teammate Dan Chi comes up just short on the putt from the edge of the green on East number 8. Chi ties for 20th place with a 152 total. Michael Sora of Champlin Park on target with his par putt on West number 1. He has a pair of 77s and he ties for 26th place. Pre-planning and pre-rigging your fishing rods before you head out on the lake can save you valuable time. That's one of the topics Terry Tuma talks about in this week's Channel 12 Fishing Tip.
Every night before I go fishing, or every day before I go fishing, pick out the species, the lake, and then pre-rig your rods. And then pick out the first rod that you're going to use, that you're going to feel that's going to be productive. Pick out only that one rod first, and then work that area that you're fishing for that specific species with different lures. But not only with different lures, though, that's where the changes are going to come. We want to have a rod that's rigged for, say, if you're going to go bass fishing, like we talked about earlier in the tips, is one with spinnerbait, one for crankbaits, one for jig worms, one for Texas rig, one for wacky worm. So now you can just go in succession. You don't have to think about what I'm going to do next. You can just pick up this rod, this rod, this rod, and then that become efficiency. The other that is very much of an ingredient today is we have this tendency, I call it doubt, doc, talk. And what that means is that we so often will go to a bait shop or listen to our fellow anglers or somebody at the Axis, fish are biting over there on that. That is many times not the case. And the reason being, the moods of these fish change, the location change, the food sources change. Pick out 4 or 5 spots. Now you're becoming extremely efficient. You're going to catch many, many more fish.
Thanks, Terry, and that's it for sports.
All right, thanks, John. We'll be right back.
Well, this weekend will be a good time to visit the Crystal Airport and celebrate Father's Day weekend with Dad. Saturday night, there'll be a free hanger dance featuring Boogie Wonderland from 7 to 11. Food trucks and beverages will be available. You can also pay for airplane rides. The festivities continue Sunday with the Crystal Airport Open House.
We start out the morning or the day with a pancake breakfast by the Crystal Lions Club. That'll start at 8 o'clock. Airplane and helicopter rides will be going on at the same time. We've got some old T-6 Warbird planes flying in. We're going to have representatives from the Commemorative Air Force Wing. So they're going to be bringing in an SNJ, a BT-13 plane, a PT-22, and an L-5.
The event is free, but guests are asked to bring a non-perishable donation to help the near food shelf in Crystal. They should have good weather this weekend.
Yeah, looks like fun.
Yep. That's it for now. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
We'll see you back here again tomorrow, starting at 4.